Hello again, everybody. And this brief lecture, we're going to talk about the common errors that students of the past have made regarding the first mini essay with poetry. So you should have with you the different document you see on the screen here. That's the blank one that's titled Before Essay Number 1, Common Errors. And then you should see before essay number 1, common errors, that's all marked up. But before we take a look at that one, please go through this one and want to go in and see what you can find wrong. The first part deals with vowels. Vowels are major grammatical errors. For instance, students of the past have trouble with pronoun agreement as well as the comma splice with the first essay. Then, not quite as bad as vowels, but still bad, we have penalties. These deal with point of view, which is abbreviated POV. Then word choice, which is abbreviated WC. Then, not as bad as the penalties, are some minor things that go wrong, and when a lot of minor things go wrong, they can build up and yield to some points being deducted and impact the quality of the paper. Then underneath that, there's some sentence dealing with comma use, and then confusion regarding author and narrator. So please go ahead now and either stop or pause this video and go in and mark up and complete this paper, these 2 pages here, and then we'll come back in the next half and see how you did. Okay, so let's take a look. Now, this first sentence, everyone can relate to the road not taken because they all share the same feelings. This is an error with pronoun agreement. If we look here, everyone is singular. It's a singular indefinite pronoun, but they is plural. Can't have that. This is a vowel. So we could fix it 2 different ways. We could have changed they to he or she all share the same feelings, or we could make this a little bit better, and instead of saying everyone, be a little bit more specific, be a little less indefinite, and say readers. So readers is plural, and the pronoun they is plural, so this is okay. The next one, the narrator states, "Oh, I kept the first for another day," which means he or she regretted their choice that they made later in life. Now, there's just one narrator, right? The narrator, singular. He or she, singular. So far, so good. Whoops, what happened with their and they? Right, these don't agree. These are plural. So we have to be consistent in number. So we have to change their to his or her and they to he or she. So please remember with your pronouns that they have to agree with the antecedents. Make sure we get all that taken care of. Next one is the comma splice. The speaker in The Road Not Taken uses an allegory in lines 18 through 19 to describe the choices in life. 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by. The roads mentioned are the decisions people are faced with. Yep, that comma right here after the quote is a comma splice. Now, this is a tip, right? Tip, write this down and use this. After a quote, use a period, right? So we can just fix this comma splice after we have the quote because we have the signal phrase in front, right? So the quote's not only part of the sentence, the quote ends the sentence. So just change the comma to a period and capitalize the T. Now, in academic writing, we should write in third person. When we write in third person, we are not talking to the reader, nor are we identifying ourselves in the writing. So the first example sentence, the allegory found in The Road Not Taken is familiar to many readers. After all, you make decisions that affect your life every day. Okay, we can't talk to the reader. So we have to find some way to shift to the third person. We could say many make decisions that affect, so again, right, so this is just like we did before with pronoun agreement. Many is plural, so we have to say there, which is also plural. So have to be third person. Now this next one, this is an easy fix. I believe that imagery is found in The Road Not Taken, and we can agree it is mostly visual. You know, anytime that you're giving your own perspective in your writing, all that you have to do is go in and just cut it out. Imagery is found in The Road Not Taken, and it is mostly visual. So please remember to always write in the third person. Now, with word choice, I hope you remember from English 101, the 3 most common word choice errors: using contractions, improper use of the verb to get, and improper use of directions. So please remember, no contractions, don't use anything, any parts of the verb to get, and be really careful using directions. So the first example, the use of allegory in The Road Not Taken isn't difficult for readers to understand. No contractions is not. The next one, when the narrator states, "If I doubted I should ever come back," in line 15, he is getting to some indecision in his or her life, and next will have to get over it. Okay? Yeah, these forms of the verb get, it's not only non-standard, it's really lazy. It's really lazy. So he is experiencing some indecision in his or her life, and will next have to overcome it. Nice. Now, please be really careful with the use of telling and saying when you're pulling quotes in to your writing. So if we take a look at these 2 examples, the narrator isn't telling or saying, the narrator is stating. So please, 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 you want to, you know, what I'm doing now, I am telling, I am saying, right? Unless there's dialogue going on in the text, everything else is stating. So please don't tell, there's no telling, there's no saying, there's stating. Then, finishing things up, please be really careful about your comma use. Don't go comma crazy and just start throwing commas into a sentence like it's salt and pepper. Right? So the comma after of and after theme are comma errors. These are not comma splices. These are just little commas that don't need to be there. And then, please remember that unless there's clear evidence, we cannot make the assumption that the poet is the narrator or the speaker. So, like in this one, in The Road Not Taken, the poet Robert Frost is relating an experience when he was walking through the woods and took a different path. We don't know this. We cannot say Robert Frost is the speaker in that poem. So please be really careful about making that assumption. Can't do it unless you have evidence. So hope that taking a look at errors, common errors from students of the past has helped out. Wish everybody good luck with mini essay number 1.